the way the Nigerian government are very quick to swing into action when matters that concern, defamation arises, or when, high-ranking politicians or high-ranking, billionaires or millionaires in the country call on the Nigerian police, on some certain personal issues that even shouldn't concern the Nigerian police, this way they swing into action. You would think that it is the Third World War that is currently happening. How can you explain that the Nigerian police has arrested Dele Farotimi for allegedly defaming Tony Elumelu? Mind you, defamation is not something that the police should just arrest people for. It is a matter that should be settled in court. Why didn't, what was his name, Femi Falana, why didn't he just order the arrest of Very Dark Man instead of him pursuing the case in court? This is a case that should be settled in court, not asking the police to arrest somebody or because you feel the person has said something that the person shouldn't have said, or you think that the person is defaming your character, then you now order the police. And our Nigerian police, the kind of Momu Nigerian police where we get, as long as it is high-ranking, individuals in the society that is asking them to do something, of course they will do it. They are now acting as, servants to rich people. As soon as rich people get offended, they call the Nigerian police, and the Nigerian police, just goes into action swiftly. They would never do that when you call them that there's an armed robbery incident currently happening in your area. They no go answer you. But when it comes to people with, caliber, people of high-ranking personalities in the society, the way they will swing into action. You guys also remember that the case of, the man, what's his name again? Alex. I cannot pronounce his surname, who slapped the Uberman. The first thing he did was to call the Nigerian police to come and arrest him, despite the fact that he's at fault, for raising your hand on another person, on another individual. That's physical assault. He was the one to call the police. He was the first person to call the police because he knows that they are going to side with him because he has the money to pay them. Anyway, before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here or you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Please go ahead and subscribe, like this video, also leave your opinions in the comments section as well. The Nigerian police force has reportedly arrested human rights lawyer Dele Farotimi on allegations of defaming Tony Elumelu, the group chairman of United Bank for Africa, UBA, Omoyele Sowore, a former presidential candidate of African Action Congress, AAC, and a prominent advocate for good governance, disclosed the incident on X, formerly known as Twitter. I just learned that Dele Farotimi was arrested by the Nigerian police over a petition by Tony Elumelu of UBA Group alleging Dele defamed him. It is pertinent that the Nigerian police are notified that the institution cannot continue to be used to settle personal scores or to even settle personal vendetta. When rich, like I said at the beginning of this video, when rich people have any issue with anyone, the first thing they do is to call Nigerian police to go and arrest, irrespective of the fact that, this is a personal issue we're talking about that should be settled amicably between the two parties, or, should even be settled in the court of law. They will just call the Nigerian police to do, and our Nigerian police, Mumu, they would never, they would never go and interview you or call you for interrogation. They would just arrest you and lock you up before you know it. Moving on. It is pertinent that the Nigerian police are notified that the institution cannot continue to be used to settle personal scores, and we, the citizens of Nigeria, would no longer tolerate such a situation. Therefore, the police at Zone 2 in Lagos are advised to release Barrister Dele Farotimi immediately, Sowore stated. Mind you, I think about a month or so ago, Farotimi also alleged that Afe Babalola of Ekiti State was trying to, arrest him because of the same defamation of character issue. This is a very vocal man that will come out and talk against the government, when the government is not doing well enough. He's not afraid to say his mind, which is why, all of these very important personality who think that their ego has been ruffled, they want to arrest him because they think that is defaming their character. How could you say that to me? That's they will just title it defamation of character before you know it, instead of them to take the case to the court. That is why I respect Femi Falana. Moving on. Farotimi, known for his outspoken criticism of government officials and his advocacy for citizens' welfare, has previously faced similar challenges. In November, he told journalists about attempts by police to abduct him shortly after receiving an invitation letter from Zone 2 Police Command in Lagos on November 11. When Farotimi honored the invitation on November 13, the police presented him with a petition accusing him of defamation. The petition was filed by a lawyer representing Elumelu. Farotimi's case has revived concerns about the misuse of police authority in Nigeria, particularly regarding arrests and detentions perceived as targeting critics and journalists. In fact, I think that it is high time that the government do something about it. Or if the government is not doing is not doing anything about it, probably it's time for people to protest against this matter, because this is unbecoming. How would you go out and arrest, somebody because the person has said one or two things against you? Like I said, this is a matter that should be settled in the court of law. If somebody has defamed your character, you believe that somebody has said something that they shouldn't have said, against you, something that is not true, underline something that is not true, because if it is actually true, it is not defaming, because it is true. It is something you did, so it is not defamation of character. So most times, even though these statements are true, they still want to arrest that individual because they think they have the power, they have the money, like Tony Elumelu just did. He thinks he has the power, he has the money. All he needs to do is to call the Inspector General of Police and Kayode Egbetokun, and before you know it, the person in question will be in prison. Let me know what you all think about all of this. Do you think that Farotimi is actually guilty of defaming Tony Elumelu's character? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much, you all, for always listening and watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.